Alright guys, we are back again, and I am sorry about the last video when I said we were gonna start doing the hero with all that, and the hero image on the top, and then I got carried away with the style sheet and SAS, and the header and all the stuff that I talked about. So yeah, but I promise we're gonna do that now. Alright, cool. So let's get into this. So I want you to go to your index. You can go ahead and close the main style sheet. We're not gonna need that right away. We're not gonna need the header, not gonna need the layout. So now we are at the header, and we have basically just these two tags right here. Say hello Gatsby, and another one says hello again, and there it is, and this is fine. Great. All right, good deal. So we're gonna move on. What we want to do is we want to create somewhat of let me go ahead and put a comment here. We want to create a hero, and if you're wondering what is a hero banner is basically just like a huge banner across the screen. And I think, to be honest, I don't think MaterialUI makes a good case for hero banners, because they're not really focused on that, I guess. They have the card, and then with the card you can make hero banners, which is what we're going to do. But I wanted you to see what a hero banner is, and I think Bootstrap is probably the one that has the best representation of what it looks like, or what it's supposed to be. So if we look at the components here, and we look for a hero, they don't call it hero? I thought they called it hero. I could swear they called a hero. Alright, well, let's move on to UIKit, which is basically, to be honest, is one of my favorites. UIKit is one of my favorite UI kits. UIKit is one of my favorite UI kits. Yes, that's exactly right. UIKit is one of my favorite UI kits. Just like Bootstrap is my favorite Bootstrap. So I use the UIKit a lot, but I use it for either Vue.js. I use it for Vue.js a lot, and then I use it for other, many other uses as well, but never used it for React, to be honest. Nope, haven't. But this is basically an HTML kit, and you can apply this HTML kit to pretty much anybody on any build that you want. And if you want to know a little bit more about it, just make sure, just go here, go to UIKit, and just look into it. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time in this because it's not related. So let's look at, where is the image? Image. So basically, this is basically what a hero is. It's just, there we go, like this. It's basically an image that goes entirely across the screen, and it has some kind of text in the middle that is used for some marketing purposes, just like this one here. Okay, this one is a little darker one. It's also used for sliders, just like that one, but we're not going to use a slider on this one. We're going to just keep it simple and short, and going to create a hero like this. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a container that is going to be taking the entire space of the screen, and it's going to have an image in the background of it, and then we're going to add some text on top of it. That's simple. So what does MaterialUI have reserved for us that we can use is we can continue to use the paper, or we can use the card. I think the card that they have is it's a little bit overkill for what we're trying to do, but you can use it. You certainly can. So like something like that, for example, and we can use the card and then just not use any of this bottom stuff here, or we can use the paper that we are already using right here, and so it really doesn't really matter which one you end up using. Let's try the card. Let's try the card only because it's a new thing, and we already used the paper already. So let's just use the card now. So just go to this one here, and here's the import. So we're gonna grab the card, and let me see first if I already have. Okay, so I don't have an input yet, so I'm gonna actually grab the entire thing here and come to my bottom here and import my card. Now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these on my brackets because I am suspecting that I'm going to be having more core stuff coming in. So instead of being specific to import my card from my core card, I'm going to import my card and then more from my core. So that's why I'm going to do it this way instead. Let me keep this stuff up here. All right. So I have my card. Now I have to use it, right? So in here in the hero is where I'm going to actually use my card. So this is the max width of the card that you want to use. Don't have to worry about this yet. If we do need to add a max width, we'll add it. But I think we will actually probably need the height of the media, but we'll see in a minute. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to grab this entire card and then get rid of some stuff. So I just grab the whole thing and put it in there. Alright, so card actions. We're not going to need that because that's for buttons and stuff. And we actually may end up using it, but not yet. So we'll just get rid of that. And this card action area that we have a card media, card action. Just get rid of the card action opening and closing as well. And then this card content. Yeah, let's get rid of that for right now. Alright, so now we have basically this. We have media and a class root classes. Let's go ahead and add that just so we don't have an error. And then we can worry about modifying it. So grab the entire use styles and come here and put it there. For max width, just put 100%. Just like that. And for height, we're gonna give it a 500. Okay. Excuse me. Then now, because we're using the const styles, using this const variable use styles, you have to come to the return, which we have to return this. We're not even returning this. If you notice, you have to have everything returned in order to be able to, use it. And they're doing the export default at the very top of the function. That's another way that you can do this too, but not the way that we're going to do it. So return, and I'm gonna close that return here. And we're having some problems with the actual what am I doing? Oh, okay, well, that's because this was supposed to be squirrely brackets. There we go. So now we can tab, there you go, tab into that, and now we can put the consts in there. Well, I don't know why I keep calling it the const. It's like I keep calling it the lets or the vars. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is just a variable. So I'm assigning, I'm making a constant variable named classes, and I'm assigning to it the value that is in my use styles right here. And I'm using const instead of let or var because I don't want it to change. I want it to be protected, and I want it to always be classes to always have this this value in it. This will protect any chances that I may, like if this was like var, for example, or something like that, or let, it will create some problems because I could end up overriding it by naming classes and then assigning something else to classes. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, I suggest you look into ES6 and what ES6 brings to the table, and especially the difference between let and var and const. And this const right here is an ES6 variable that was introduced with ES6. So anyway, so now we're using this for the root of the card. which is the max width, and then for the media we're gonna give it this kind of height right here, 500 pixels. But we have to change this image. We're not using it. We don't even have this image, so we don't, it's not in here anywhere. So what we're gonna do is, if you still have it on your screen somewhere, if not, go to Unsplash Photos, and then we're gonna look at web design. I already did this ahead of time, and make sure that your orientation is on landscape, so you can use something that could be useful. And we're gonna use something, I kind of like this one. I like it a little dark like this. That's cool. Alright, so we're gonna click on here, and we're going to same place where we put it before. That's not it. That's a different place in my solution here, my computer. So we're gonna go to users, Lotus, training environment, tutorial, my portfolio, and SRC images. That's not where I had it. What was it? I swear I put it there. Where is it in the public? Images. Man, is that it? I thought that was the one that I'm not exactly 100% sure that this is where you should put it, because I'm afraid that this public is not supposed to be something we update. It's supposed to be something that Gatsby is going to update. But I believe we also went through this. There it is. There you go. So that's where you're supposed to go. Into my portfolio, static. And then in static images. There you go. This makes more sense to me now. And then we're going to put here banner. We're going to just call this banner. And save it. Alright. Okie dokie. Alright, so now that we're there, we can actually go in there and map to it. So, where is that at? Static. There you go. Static images. I'm already there. Banner right here. So we're going to copy the relative path, and we're gonna put that relative path in here. Okay. Let's change that to forward. I don't know why it does that. And let's get rid of the title for now. Alright, so this should be working fine now. Let's save that. And let's look at what we have. Okay, so we have some issues here. The card media. Okay, so card media was not. I'm using card media, obviously. So I'm going to come over here and use the card media and import the card media. Save it. Wait for it to load and do its thing. You can just manually do it. Alright, so we're having some technical difficulties, and I'm pretty sure it's the path. I keep messing that path. So let's see, we are arrow loading, page index. Okay, I am there. Layout cards. Okay, so it looks like it's still doing the hello Gatsby, which is not correct. Make style is not make styles is not defined. Okay, sorry about that. So because we're using this make styles right here, we have to import the make style. So if you forget where to get it from and all that, just remember we used it before, and I believe we used it, well, pretty much everywhere, but not there. Pretty much everywhere but there. Components, headers, header.js right here. So I'll go up, make styles. So this is where it is. So we're gonna go over there and then put it in here. And put all those imports together, save it. Okay. Now we're in better shape. Alright, so so let's see. So we have the paper here for the card media. Okay, so here's the card media, and here's the image that it's trying to load. And again, like always, I always end up making these issues, these problems here, and it's basically my paths. I always end up messing up my paths. And here we go. Okay. So yeah, so when in doubt, whenever you see that an image is not going up, okay, just come over here and just make sure that you fix this on, and then eventually it'll show up. So here you go. So now you have the image in the background. All you need to do now is put your your text that you want in the front here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. This is exciting. Is it not? Are you not exciting? Are you not excited? I am. All right, so so let's look into this right here. So inside the card we have this card media, and then we want to put an H1 tag in there. So if I put an H1 tag here, hello, let's just call it my name, Luis Silva, CV. If I added something like that, what is it going to do? It's going to add it at the bottom of it, right? Because this is not positioned as a container. Not only that, but it's a self-contained. If you can see right here, it closes right in there. So it opens here and it closes here, and then the next line of code starts. So if I open the card media like a container, like an entire full container, and I add this in there, and then I refresh, now we see that the name is actually inside the container that holds the image. So let's just open that up and see what I mean. So here's the card media, and you can tell that that's the card media because there's the image assigned to it as a background image. So here's the card media, and if I open it, the card media opens here and closes here, and here's my name in the middle of it. So this is actually great. This is what you want, right? The one thing that you have to do is that you have to do a little bit of modification in here to make this work the way you want it. Well, for one, we have an issue here with a margin or of some kind that is not really stuck to the top where I want it to go. Okay, you can see here I want this to be stuck right here. I don't want this gap in the middle here. So we're gonna do some designing that has to do with this. And part of it, if you notice by hovering over my name here, is because of this H1 comes with a set of margins and stuff like that that is affecting it. So if I take my margin off of that, for example, if I do it local, instead of doing it in the code, I'm gonna do it in the web development tool here, in the dev tools. The way I can test it, okay? If I take that margin off, and notice that it puts everything back where it needs to go, which is exactly what I want. I want it to be, disconnect. I want that. I don't want that to be disconnected from the header. I want that connection to remain. I want that to just basically be fine. So I have to add that margin to the H1, but I also don't like it to be stuck up there. I want it to be smack in the middle. So we're gonna wrap this up here, and on the next video we're gonna talk a little more about how to style this this main card with some of the flex box. We're gonna talk about the flex box in the next one. All right, see you guys in the next one.